100 days in Minecraft Hardcore. Just how tough is it to survive 100 days in Minecraft Hardcore? We put that to the test in today's video. This video took an unbelievable amount of time, so please watch this video all the way till the end. Comment down below if you want to see more Minecraft Hardcore, and while you're there, just tap the like button. YouTube statistics also show that only a small percentage of you guys are actually subscribed, so if you enjoy this video at any time, just click that subscribe button with the notification bell. If you enjoy this video where we survive 100 days in Minecraft Hardcore. Day 1, I find some berries in a spruce biome, and honestly, worst type of food, but you gotta do it. Then I go and mine a tree because I need the wood to make a crafting table and sticks and start getting the tools necessary to actually survive the hardcore world. So I make a crafting table, I make some sticks, I mine the cobblestone. And once I have enough cobblestone, I make every tool in the game. I come across a nice plains biome I could explore, so I go there and go kill the chickens for more food. Now, the other thought in my mind is I need a bed. I come across a sheep and I kill the sheep for instant wool. As I was running, I came across a little cave, and then all of a sudden I went back because I saw somewhere, and it turns out there's actually a spawner here on the surface level. I was kind of gassed, I didn't know what to do, so I just killed the zombie, killed the spawner, I don't need it, and I got the item in the like a name tag and a looting free book. How overpowered is that? And then I go to a place biome and I notice a village in the distance, but then I turn and I see a remnant. Bro, what is this seed? This seed is low-key cracked, so I grab all the items I need and I head towards the village. Once I'm in the village, I get enough hay to actually survive me the few couple days, so I don't need to die of hunger, and I'm pretty much set. I killed the iron golem, and honestly, I was scared, bro. I could not mess this up. The one time I could not mess up me killing the iron golem was the hardcore world. You can't really reset these, so yeah, not the best, but you drop 4 iron. I decide that I need to go mine this gold because I'm not letting anyone take this gold. I make enough bread. We go to rob this villager because, you know, I needed more food, I needed more bread, and as he was staring at me, I just walked away. Day 2 had arrived, and the first thought in my mind is I need my own home, so I just ransacked this entire place. I did not care whose it was. I need to start getting stacked, so I found a cool cave system. I go deeper into the cave and I figure out that this is actually one of the coolest caves I've ever seen. But then all of a sudden, the epitome of the worst mob in Minecraft Hardcore, the baby zombie, came, and bro, I let the creeper blow him up. But then another one dropped. Bro, where are you coming from? I was freaked out. I'm like, yo, I don't want to die. Are you trying to ruin my hardcore world? Please, just let me survive. As I was hitting this guy, my axe accidentally broke, so I had to kill him with my fists. Once I got back, I just got the iron from my furnace, made a brand new axe, and I was ready to go onto the cave again. Going deeper into the cave, I ended up finding diamonds, out of all places, next to a lava source. I mean, that's where they actually spawn, but so I ended up mining the diamonds, and I actually got a decent chunk. I got 6 from just 1 diamond ore piece. I went to go mine the gold because the gold is going to be one of the biggest resources in surviving a hardcore world. In this cave system, the more I come across another spawner, and my first thought is there's baby zombies, I need to break this and leave, but he was too fast for me. He wanted to fight me one-on-one, so do you know what I did? I hit him with a crit and bang, he's dead. The loot inside the spawner wasn't too much, it was just the cat disc. I mean, do you know what? I'll take it. With that, I decided I'm gonna leave and head back into the village to end my day 2 journey. Day 3 had come around, and the first thought was I need to make a diamond pickaxe because my aim is to head into the nether. So once I had my diamond pickaxe, I decided to mine all the obsidian, and I could actually make the portal by relocating the obsidian in each corner. With that, I lit up the portal and I was ready to head into either the worst biome or the best biome in the nether. Turns out I actually ended up in the worst spot possible, and I actually was ready to head back into the overworld until I wanted to check what were the surroundings like. So I went up, I checked around, I built everywhere, and it was just complete garbage on one side, but on the other side there was a fortress, and I was ecstatic. I was like, there's no way I've just spawned pretty much near a fortress. I decided to get some blocks and resources so I could build a bridge, and then I make the most sketch bridge possible. And then I fall into lava, bro. I was gonna die. I actually thought I was gonna die. If I didn't pick it up with my bucket, I legitimately was gonna die. And although I survived, you know, skill, I'm making sure to never do that again in my entire life of Minecraft. I make a little bridge to connect the fortress, and I go inside, and honestly this fortress don't look too bad at first glance. I instantly find the blaze spawner and the blazes, so you know what, while I'm here I can kill the blazes for XP. I kill a bunch more blazes because I can at least get 6 blaze rods, you know. What is the harm in getting the blaze rods early? Although this blaze almost killed me, so I was kind of scared, but you know what, he tried to do his job. Heading back onto my sketch bridge, I was like, that's enough for my day 4 and let me head back into the village so I can sleep. As we headed back into the overworld, it was turning night, so the first thing I wanted to do was I wanted to kill an enderman before I go to bed so I could get an ender pearl just in case. Day 5 had arrived and the first thing on my mind was going exploring, and before I went exploring I realized that wait, I don't have a bed. Should I head back to the village? But then that was too far. What do? There's sheep in front of me. Time to kill them instead. It's closer, faster and quicker. So what I do is I kill the sheep and then I go exploring where I almost died by falling into a ravine. That would have been kind of bad. You guys would not have seen this video by now. I come across a nether remnant and this was actually very doable, surprisingly. I could actually head into the nether with this. After a little bit more exploring, I want to tame this horse, and I just want to tame a horse. I wanted to make a friend, someone who would come with me on my journeys. Yeah, this guy was not the horse. This horse actually sucks. So I kicked him out and I wanted a brand new horse. So I found this guy and I waited till morning. Once morning arrived, I wanted to tame a brand new horse, and this guy already had better hearts. And yo, this guy was so clean. He was my favorite horse already. I could tell from the start me and this guy were going to be best friends. And as soon as I put the saddle on him and I strode off, this guy was so fast and I wanted him to be my partner, so I named him Star. Me and Star came across a temple, and you know what, I thought, wow, my luck is really increasing. Yo, was this horse good luck? Head down and it turns out the loot inside this wasn't actually that bad. It was gold and some iron. Came back up, me and Star had found a village, and this was gonna be our resting place for day 7. While we were here, I decided let me just rob this hay because I need all the bread I can. But then I realized Star's a parkour master. What is that? After a little while we came across a predicament where I couldn't actually take Star over the ocean, and I didn't want to leave my partner behind. So I did the next best thing, and that is just go down with the Star. This was probably the stupidest idea I've probably ever had in my entire life. I didn't know horses needed air to breathe. I swam up and then my Star was gonna die, bro. After I heal Star, I realized that there's a mushroom biome here, and honestly I would not mind living in a mushroom biome. So I took Star on a journey again that mostly involves him potentially dying, but I don't think he minds. He still loves me. I accidentally fed him the golden apple that I was saving for myself, so you know what, this guy can't die now. Star, you are a legend. I wanted to call this mushroom biome home because I haven't lived in a mushroom biome since my first ever Minecraft world. I think it's fitting to do my 100 days in another mushroom biome. Exploring the ocean near the mushroom biome, I find an ocean monument and a portal. Now this portal was actually very makeable and it gave me a lot of good loot, but I got mining fatigue, so was it worth it? I really don't know. I decided I want to try go inside the nether to head home, but then I was just getting killed by the guardians. I just did not want to deal with them. Do you know how overpowered they are? Bro, what is that damage? As I saw it was turning night, I decided, you know what, time to sleep. I wanted to loot the shipwreck next to where I slept because, you know, it looked cool and it did give me some cool loot. I got some diamonds, I got some emeralds and some lapis. I needed wood, so I headed to the nearest island and I wanted to get as much wood as I can so I can make chests and start making my move and proclaiming that the island is officially mine. So I made a chest, I made a crafting table, I made everything I need. Heading into the nether, I wanted to see where exactly I would spawn, and you know what, I spawned in the middle of nowhere. It was kind of horrible. I realized I had mining fatigue for 4 minutes, so you know what, that's what I did for the rest of the day. I needed more blocks, so as soon as the mining fatigue wore off, I decided I needed a bunch of nether and make another sketchy bridge. I headed onto the nearest island and there were piglins waiting for me. These guys wanted my blood for the main reason I didn't have gold on me. Like, these guys are officially just robbers. So I make another sketchy bridge. I come across my old fortress and this was actually perfect because now from here I knew exactly where to go and where my original spawn was. So I head in that direction and head towards my old village. Turned night and I thought, do you know what better way to sleep in the village for the last time. The next day I start my moving process, which involves a lot of moving surprisingly and picking the loot I need best. I make a diamond axe, I get rid of my iron axe, and I start mining a bunch of spruce because I need spruce saplings and I need a bunch of spruce blocks. So that's what I spent the majority of day 30 doing, getting as much spruce as I can. Heading back into the nether, I spent a long while to get back because I kind of lost my place and I should have saved the cords. On the way back I found a bastion remnant and honestly, yo, I didn't see this on the way here, so why did I see on the way back? I was tripped out. I was like, what? And this was a stacked bastion remnant. I realized that, yo, I can't do this right now, I'm too understacked. Let me make my way back here one day and I will take them on. So I mine a bunch of wood in the nether, I make my way back up and run along the sketchiest bridge I've ever made. On the way back, I find my portal, and that's just around the corner, and I head back into my mushroom biome. I'm ready to store off all the loot I need. And there you go, that's my officially moving process done. I decided to plant some saplings in the mushroom biome so I can have an infinite source of spruce, I guess. But then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna live on a mountain, so let me just reform the entire terrain. Let me make it easier for me to build something, so I destroy everything in its way so I can get a complete outline of my house done. And you know what, this took me a long time. I decided to get more resources for day 19 and just keep farming. I needed as much spruce as I could before I could build my house. 20 to 25 involved me just building the outline of my house and getting the resources I need to actually officially build a protected house. And the cool thing about mushroom biome is mobs don't actually spawn in a mushroom biome. I totally forgot that was a thing, so I wanted to keep nights to a minimum, but then I realized, wait, they don't actually spawn and got nothing to be afraid of. So I spent nights building, I spent mornings building, I spent every sort of day building. And you know what, the thing about me is I'm a picky builder. I will build a house and retake it down and build a house. So you know what, that's all I was doing. The first house I built, I redid it, I took it down. I needed more resources because I wanted to go even bigger. So I ended up making this completely mostly out of spruce. I wanted to build a mansion style-esque across, like, overlooking the mountains and overlooking the river. And the kind of outline was already coming along. I needed glass, so what's the best thing to do? Look into the ocean and mine as much glass as I can before, you know what, my shovel actually breaks. So as soon as my shovel broke, I headed back and decided, you know what, I need to make cobblestone because I don't have enough cobblestone to make a furnace. I make enough furnaces and start smelting my glass. I decided I wanted to check out how the cave system under this mushroom biome actually was because I didn't want to be surprised by anything. So I decided to go exploring and mine as much as I can, but then all of a sudden there's a creeper behind me, bro. Where did you actually end up coming from? I don't understand. But then, you know what? Main goal is to get a bunch of gold and I find a mine shaft. I don't know how I feel about this mine shaft, but I find a mining cart chest and I got a diamond and a golden apple, so I can't really complain. But I came to the conclusion that this mine really sucks. Like, when I tell you this mine sucks, it sucks. I headed back to the top and I decided I need more wood because that's the only thing that I can actually accomplish today. Day 27 to day 30 includes more building of the house. We made progress. The outlines are completely done. The glass has been furnaced and you know what? It is looking perfect. We're filling it all with glass and it's looking kind of modern, to be fair. I accidentally jumped off but not realizing, and I'm surprised I MLG'd that. That would have been a close call between me and death. I ended up building the house, adding a bit more designs to it, and I think you guys will really enjoy how it looks because I think it looks pretty nice. And I fill it all with glass again. I made so many glass panes, it's unbelievable. At least I don't need to worry about glass anytime soon. After I made the roof, everything had been completely done and the outline and the base of my house was completely perfect. I did some doors to it and you know what? That's my house done. Day 31, I wanted to go exploring a little bit more. I wanted to get a little bit stacked and I found an underwater spaceship. I wanted to get as much loot as I can from these. So you know what I did? I yoinked the gold, I yoinked the iron, I yoinked everything. No one's having no loot. This is my treasure now. I come across a temple and you know what? I also see a village. What is the seed? The seed is low-key kind of stacked. In this temple there were so many creepers. When I tell you there's creepers on creepers, it is actually unbelievable. Look at this, how many creepers are there? The loot wasn't actually too good in this temple. I mean, you got a few cool stuff, but nothing that would be eye-catching. I wanted diamonds. I didn't get no diamonds. And with that, I robbed this guy's bed. The next days, I just wanted to loot this blacksmith, so I got the diamonds I needed. I'm getting so many diamonds now. I'm kind of stacked. And I saw a cool cave. I wanted to go mining a little bit, and I come across this golden armored skeleton who I wanted to keep in my base and keep alive. But you know what? I thought of the hassle trying to get him out, and the hassle really wasn't worth it. Like, bro, I had to kill him at this point. I was like, yo, I'm sorry, but you can't survive. It'd be too long. I come across more diamonds, and you know me, when the diamonds arrive, I am so ecstatic. I'm so stacked because this means we are one step closer to actually being every single item in the game. I wanted the obsidian to actually end up making an enchantment table, and I come across more diamonds. Now this wasn't too many diamonds, but I think we made a solid trip for the mining trip that we did. I come across another spawner, and this one was a spider spot with only one chest. These guys were stimping out. Like, bro, we could at least have another chest. They only had a saddle too. Imagine, that was actually trash. I come across a glitched war source, which was very surprising. I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen that before. And I came across more diamonds, which at this point I'm just like, okay, diamonds are cool, but it was only a single one, so it was a bit of a letdown. But then the creepers hop out of nowhere. These creepers are completely mad. But I decide, you know what, let me head back up and let me head back to my base. On the way back to my base, I come across another ruin portal and I get all the gold, everything I need to, and I did. I head back home, and when I head back home, I store off all the loot I need to and make the chest. Now the reason I got the obsidian was for the sole purpose of making this, and yeah, I totally forgot to craft it for a second, but we are making the enchantment table, which makes us slightly more stacked. And then I went to bed. With the enchantment table, I placed it down and I wanted to enchant anything level 1. I don't really mind, but I got efficiency 2 on the pickaxe. With that, I got all the gold I needed, and I thought, you know what, it's time to head on to the bastion. I headed back inside the portal and I was ready. I was shaking with kind of nervousness. I came across a bunch of these guys, and you know what, bro, these guys were hectic. What were they doing? They almost killed me. Forget the bastion, remnant. The little mobs almost killed me. In the bastion, I come across 3 of the boss men, and you know, when the boss men come, you gotta beat them up. So bang bang, pow pow, they got knocked out. But then this guy, this little beast, almost hit me off and hit the lava, bro. If he killed me, I don't understand. This bastion remnant took me so long to complete. I think I legitimately took like 30 minutes in the actual remnant in itself in the nether. 30 minutes in the nether. That's countless days. And this guy almost hit me off a few times too. These guys were a pain to fight. And then this guy, bro, these guys were mad. These guys, I had 2 shots and I would have been dead. I decided to go trade with these guys and wait for any ender pearls or fire resistance I may need in the future. I did get building blocks, which is a plus. After they dropped me nothing and then just dropped all my gold, I decided, you know what, I need to kill every single one of these guys and take this bastion remnant for myself. As soon as I reached the bottom floor, there was so much gold here, but there was mobs everywhere. It was like a final boss battle. I didn't know what to do. I was scared. These guys did mad damage. I was in a corner. I was backed up. I slowly hit them, slowly bit by bit, and took them down little by little. After I killed them all, I looted the chest, which did have amazing loot like they always do, and I looted up all the gold that I could use. So that means if I wanted to trade with a piglin, I had infinite chances to trade as much as I wanted to. I used an ender pearl and I missed the ender pearl completely and almost died. I was freaking out here. I was saying, yo, please, for the love of God, please, I don't want to die. Moving on to the other portion of the bastion remnant, I came against another boss, but then another boss jumped down and these guys were doing mad damage. Even one fell into the void, but you know, I ran for my life. One more shot and I would have been dead. I placed a block and I did a sneaky tactic of hitting their feet. And honestly, that is what actually saved my life. Came across, I think that was the last boss, and I killed him with a bow. I looted the rest of the chest, which didn't have too much, but then the sharpness 5 iron sword, which would last us for the entire series. That sword was our savior numerous times. I used ender pearl and all of a sudden I hit a pigman with ender pearl. What is that, bro? What is that? So this guy tries to kill me. Everyone's trying to kill me. The nether is a beast. I decided to trade with these guys and see if they actually want to drop me anything. But after they drop me nothing, I need to kill these guys. I don't want them to yoink all my gold for no reason. I head back into the nether and head back into the overworld. I decided to make a chest and start moving all the loot I have inside my actual house. So I slowly decided to move everything back in and make life a lot easier for myself. I decided to actually open up a little way since mobs can't really walk in. Why am I fully glassed up? Let me enjoy the sunset for the last time. I decided that I'm kind of running low on food, so I need to be useful and make a farm. Make a usual farm, which I need to make one bigger, and once I've made this farm, I kind of know that I'm kind of secure on food now. I had a bunch of bone blocks from the bastion remnant, so I had an infinite wheat on hand. Once I had enough wheat, I decided I need to make a cow farm, because if I go around killing all the mushroom cows, it's over. I won't have a single mushroom cow left, and I can't be having that. So I decided to make their life a lot happier, although I don't know if it is happy for them. So the first 2 and then a whole gang of them appeared. As soon as they saw 2 arrive, they didn't want to miss out, and they all ended up in here. And with that, I went straight to bed. Day 60 arrived. This was Pog. Day 62 to 69, I spent actually finishing up the last touches of my house, making it as neat as I can and making the path as cool as I could. So with that, I ended up making a little stairway and making it look actually pretty cool. But then I realized it looks like a mess. I decided to get rid of the glass panes and complete them with fences to make it more look natural. And then I started working on the ink cave downstairs area of my house, which did take me a lot longer than you would have thought. This was really hard to make. For some reason, I have no idea why. This was really tough. Now I ended up indenting the entire bit, and then from there I found a way back into my house so I can make a little path. And with that, I saw another sunset go. Now once I've completed it a little bit more, it's starting to come along. It looks like a little bat cave. I realized I'm running low on food, food, so I decided to kill a bunch of mushrooms. I decided it's time to take on the ocean monument, but not exactly take it on, more just yoink the gold and dip, because I don't know if I can survive an elder guardian right now. I decided to make my way to the ocean monument and take all the gold I could before I could get mining fatigue, and surprisingly I didn't have to use a bucket too much. While I was there, I was like, why is this guy not actually giving me mining fatigue? So I mined as much as I can, and then all of a sudden I spoke too soon and I got mining fatigue. I headed out and I headed back to my base and called that successful mission. Day 70, I decided I wanted to go back into the nether to trade and get as much resources as I can from trading. For example, I just wanted ender pearls. Ender pearls would make my life so much more easier. I made another sketch bridge and I made my way to get more piglin, because I needed as many piglin as I can to get trades more efficiently. So I had all these guys follow me and threw all the gold in. Now, after a while, I realized that these guys weren't really dropping anything too much, so I kind of got scammed and I almost died. But I forgot that I bring a shield with me, and that was the worst decision I probably ever made. And it took me a little while to realize I wasn't wearing a shield, so I had to play so tactically and not die. After that, I found more piglin and I was like, yo, take all the gold and hopefully you will give me better trades, because if you don't, you're dead. And yo, they lived up to it. They gave me so many ender pearls. I headed back into the overworld and headed back into my house, but I almost died by missing an ender pearl. I need to stop throwing random ender pearls. Like, I almost died from fall damage. That would have been the end of my hardcore series. Then I went to bed. Day 74, I actually invested in me just finding buried treasure, and it was so hard to actually find any buried treasure maps. It took me so long. I came across a bunch of drowns and I thought, you know what, smart thing to do, fight them. But then bro, there was one who robbed my boat. I was like, wait a second, how are you able to rob a boat? So I just jumped to my boat and he was attacking me from the back. This was the worst thing ever. I got away on barely any health and they were still attacking me. These guys had aimbot. I don't know why so many spawned. Like, this is, bro, why? This was almost the end of my hardcore series. I don't think you understand. I dropped so low. This is unbelievable. Like, look at that. I was just shooting them away, ducking cover. My shield was about to break. My shield was actually on one. After I did the biggest fight of my entire life and almost died multiple times, I killed the last one. I saw the sunken ship and decided to let me head that way and let me go collect it. But then all of a sudden, I saw a trident on the floor and I was like, wait, what? How did I get a trident without looting? Then I regained the sunken ship loot and I headed forth and found another sunken ship, and maybe this one had a buried treasure. Found a portal and stole the gold from it. I accidentally actually threw my potion. Like, bro, I am so stupid sometimes. Day 75, we found the final buried treasure we were looking for, and we got the heart of the sea. We headed back to the mushroom biome and I wanted to try out my trident for the first time. I stored up all the loot I acquired into the one chest that's messy. 76 and 77 was spent traveling all the way back to the original village I started off. Now, to you guys, this may seem like a few minutes, but to me, this felt like hours and hours and hours. It felt like I haven't been here in a year or two, legitimately. I headed my way back and for some reason this was very nostalgic. I yoinked all the hay that was left because I never actually stole the hay. I headed into the house and there was the villager. But then he just kicked me out, bro. I don't know why he kicked me out. He wanted beef for some reason. Like, he legitimately wanted to fight me. I don't know what I did to him. My house. And then I said, come on, bring it on. I broke the grass. I told him, come here. He walked up to my face and you know what? I had a little talk with him. I nodded my head, he nodded his head, and he walked back. I was like, okay, cool guy Jeff, let me leave. I came across a mesa biome and a ruined portal again. Like, I'm telling you, in this 100 days, I found so many ruined portals, I'm not even phased by it. I came across another village and I was like, okay, blacksmith, there's potentially books here, because I wanted to use books before I fight the ender dragon. But all they had was a bit of obsidian and one bread. I decided I'd take all the beds so I could bed cycle the dragon and make life a lot easier. I needed more steak, so I took the cows and killed them to get instant steak. As soon as I was leaving the first village, I ender pearled in another direction to potentially just find somewhere else, and then I realized, wait, that's another village. How was it so close? That's another spruce village. I decided I'd yoink all these beds too. I decided to start heading back to my mushroom biome, but once I had arrived, it already turned night, so I spent most of the day actually just traveling. But little did I know that this wasn't even my mushroom biome. This was a completely different mushroom biome that I didn't even know existed. For the entire time I was looking for my house, it didn't exist here. This was a completely different one. And I was actually contemplating, does this one look better than mine? But no, my island is the best. Once I officially headed back home, I had a lot of things I wanted to do which involved farming. I wanted to get books by making the sugarcane. I spent the majority of 2-3 days doing this, pretty much replacing my farm from 1 to 2 to 10 and making it as big as I can. And I spent days on days doing this, and it was so long, but I think the ultimate goal was worth it. After a while, this sugarcane farm got so big, I was like, bro, how did it get this big? I don't remember me planting this much. And then that's all I would do, and I think I had enough sugarcane after this final run. And once I had enough sugarcane, I decided time to make the bookshelves and start doing the level 30 enchantment. So I ended up placing the enchantment table down and the bookshelves to make a level 30 enchantment table. I decided to head into the nether to farm the blazes so I could get instant levels. And I came across a fortress. Now at the point I thought this was a brand new fortress since I've never ever been here before. And then I was greeted by 2 wither skeletons who just wanted to fight, and I realized they didn't even have a shield on me. The more I explored, the more I realized, wait, this is the original fortress. I was so confused because I entered through a different angle altogether. After a while, I found the blazers and I was like, easy XP, bro. Easy XP. Gimme. I stayed here for a little bit. I'd say roughly around 10-20 minutes. That's equivalent to a few days in the overworld. And my shield broke. I actually put the fire resistance on, and I was just farming these guys for ages until I had a decent amount of levels. There were points where I was like, am I gonna die? But no, I succeeded, and I had a decent amount of levels and a bunch of blaze rods. So they try to fight you for some reason. I don't know why. I made my way back with 37 levels, and I said goodbye to the day once more. I decided to revoke all the enchantments on most of my pieces because they're only level 1 enchantments. Once I did that, I did my first level 30 enchant, which was on the legs, and I got protection 3, which was only protection 3. I got scammed. Then I decided that I'd enchant my trident, and I got loyalty 3, which is surprising, and my first time actually checking loyalty out. Day 95 was the final 5 days. I decided, okay, it's time for me to find the stronghold. I said goodbye to Star one more time because this may be the last time I actually end up seeing him. Then I threw Eye of Ender and went on a journey. So I was like, okay, it's back this way. On the journey, I was scared. I was like, okay, this may be the last time I see this mushroom island. I'm proud of what I've done. I stopped to the nearest island and actually watched the nightfall because I was like, this may potentially be my last sunrise. I came across a trident looking guy on a chicken. Bro, I don't know what happened, so I just killed him. I was like, what the? Why is he on there? After a while, I threw another pearl, and it seemed like it turned slightly, so that means it was actually in this direction. So I was close to finishing up this last 100 days. When I got there, I realized the main ingredient I left was my pickaxe, so I had to make a brand new pickaxe from scratch. How do I forget my main thing is a pickaxe? I forgot it. How? Once I made the pickaxe, I went all the way down, and I wanted to find the stronghold. I was roughly... it should have been this direction, and it actually was. I spawned straight into the stronghold. I heard silverfish, so I dug into the wall, and little do you know that it was actually in this direction. Silverfish spawner, thank you, OP, you're actually amazing. I placed all the Eye of Enders, and there was only one in there, so even then we still had enough Eye of Enders. Once we entered the end, it was ready for the final battle between me and the Ender Dragon. I had the beds ready, I had the hitboxes on, and bro, this was the most intense fight you're ever gonna see. He was shooting fire orbs everywhere. I was like, bro, how long are you gonna take to come down? That was my biggest worry. He was taking way too long to come down. He just kept throwing his fireballs. After a while, he decided that he was coming down, and the thing is, I could not mess his bed cycle up, because if I mess his bed cycle up, it's done. I can't restart the world. This isn't a speedrun, so I had to play super carefully here. The beds may have gone in a weird direction, but bro, I was like, okay, we can do this. You don't really see many people beating the dragon like this in hardcore, but you know, I thought I'd add a little twist to it. After that, I got the Ender Dragon eye with a button because I didn't have a torch, and then I completed the game. Once I spawned back in, I realized I started at the start. My bed for some reason was broken, so once I made my way back through the nether, it was the last night I would ever see on this 100 days. Day 100 had actually hit. With day 100, I thought I'd place the Ender Dragon egg on top, and we have successfully survived 100 days in Minecraft. This was nuts. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate everyone that stayed till the end, and let me know if you want another 200 days.